Hello and welcome again to Cherry Red Radio. I'm Iain McNay, and today we've got shows a little bit different because we really are covering a lot of our new box sets, some great box sets. I'm joined by Professor John Reed and modelist Matt Ingham, and John has most of the show because he's running through the box sets. So over to you, John.
Thanks, Ian. January is certainly a busy month for our various artist compilations. So we'll jump straight in, really. The first one was on our Strawberry label. It's called Pushin Too Hard. And I suppose you could say this is our answer, or this was inspired by the famous Nuggets album and the various box sets and compilations that followed that, which is to say a 60s compilation based around US garage rock or garage punk, if you will. And this one's called Pushin Too Hard, as I say, named after the famous Seeds track. And we're going to hear two tracks from that. The Remains, Why Do I Cry? And the Jujus, You Treat Me Bad.
I would lose all my blues if you promised that your love was true now. And I don't know why I keep loving you the way I do now. 'Cause you leave me alone to cry on my own. That's why you got a heart that's made of stone, made of stone. And I don't know why I keep loving you the way I do, but I do now. I cry, you know why I would die if you left me again. The tears and the years would have all surely been in vain now. But you keep on leaving me alone to cry on my own. That's why you got a heart that's made of stone, made of stone. And I don't know why I keep loving you the way I do. You say you tell no lies, yeah. Then why do I cry? Promise that your love was true now. And I don't know why I keep loving you the way I do now. 'Cause you leave me alone to cry on my own. That's why you got a heart that's made of stone, made of stone. And I don't know why I keep loving you the way I do. Tell no lies, yeah. Then why do I cry? Yeah. Oh, tell me why do I cry now? Tell me, why do I cry? Yeah. Oh, tell me why do I cry? Oh, tell me why do I cry? Oh, tell me why do I cry? Oh, tell me why do I cry?
You treated me wrong, you played me alone. Now I'm feeling so sad, 'cause you treated me bad. You treated me wrong. I don't know why you're so mad at me. Oh, I don't know what I have done wrong. You treated me bad.
just heard The Remains, Why Do I Cry, with the notable Barry Altchin, and The Jujus, You Treat Me Bad, from Pushin Too Hard, which is a compilation on Strawberry that came out in January, themed around 60s garage rock. And we're already working on a sequel, actually, for that, which should be coming out probably next year. Another of the new compilations is called New Guitars in Town, which came out on the parent Cherry Red label. And this was inspired by, or a tribute to, the golden age of new wave and power pop that kind of followed punk, I suppose, in the late 70s, early 80s. New Guitars in Town, named after a Lurkers track. But we're going to hear instead 3 tracks by the Buzzcocks, the Motors and Squeeze, Love You More, Forget About You, and Another Nail in My Heart.
I'm in love again. Been like this before. I'm in love again. This time's true, I'm sure. Don't wanna end up like the 9-day wonder. I've been hurt so many times before. So my darling, I will never leave you. It's in my blood to always love you more. Love you more. It's my heart again that drives me so wild.
You just heard Love You More by Buzzcocks from Manchester, Forget About You by The Motors, and Another Nail in My Heart from Squeeze. And yeah, New Guitars in Town follows other compilations we've done along those lines, and very much more focused on the lighter end of new wave, which generally described as power pop these days. And yeah, great little compilation.
I want to say also with those three bands, which I saw regularly back in the day. In fact, the Buzzcocks obviously are still going, and Squeeze actually. Just lyrically, they were so mature as well, and the lyrics would always seem to be built around personal experiences, and just great tunes that haven't faded at all. And that's one of the things at the time with punk and what came out of punk was that people said, oh, well, there's no real songs there, but these are just three examples of just great songs.
Yeah, of course, the Motors kind of came out of the pub rock scene, really, and then evolved into Bram Tchaikovsky. I bought a Bram Tchaikovsky 12-inch at the weekend, but there we go, that's another story. Another compilation that came out in January had the rather cryptic title of You Can Walk Across It on the Grass. And that refers to a headline in Time Life magazine, I believe in 1966, not exactly sure of the year, I think that's right, which was the first publication to acknowledge what became known as Swing in London, where England's capital was perceived to be the epicentre for all things sort of cultural, musical, style-wise. And yeah, Swing in London, Carnaby Street, King's Road, all of that, the fashion, the music, for a little while there was extremely influential. And this compilation, this 3 CD set on Grapefruit, pays tribute to that. We can hear 2 tracks from that box set. I'm Getting Tired of Drinking and Gambling, the very first solo single by Jack Bruce, pre-Cream, and a previously unreleased track by the wonderful Dana Gillespie, She's a Raver.
I've had my fill of drinking and gambling. I've had my times of laughing all day. I'm getting tired of loveless romancing. I'm getting tired, so take me away. When I was young, my life was so easy. When I was young, my life was all play. Though I'm still young, my world ain't so pretty. Though I'm still young, my mind's had its day. Only last week I was still on my traveling. Plenty of friends when I had my pay. Now they've all gone and on only money. Most of my soul they've taken away. I've had my fill of drinking and gambling. I've had my times of laughing all day. I'm getting tired of lovers romancing. I'm getting tired, so take me away. There's only one thing would stop all my troubling. Only one thing would chase it away. There's only one thing would make my life worth living. It's all up to you, babe. It's all up to you. I've had my fill of drinking and gambling. I've had my times of laughing all day. I'm getting tired of loveless romancing. I'm getting tired, so take me away. Take me away.
If you had love to give her, if you had gone with her, she might have had a chance. If you had given her romance, you know, you know, you know you could have saved her. You know, you know, you know you could have saved her. She's a raver, and you made her. She's a raver. Look what you made her. She's a raver. Look what you done. Why did you choose her, knowing that you'd lose her? And now she's all alone. You turned her out of home. You know, you know, you know you could have saved her. You know, you know, you know you could have saved her. Oh, she's a raver, and you made her. She's a raver. Look what you made her. She's a raver. Look what you done. Oh, she's a raver, and you made her. She's a raver, and you laid her. She's a raver. Look what you done. Yes, she's a raver, and you made her. She's a raver. Look what you made her. She's a raver. Look what you done.
You just heard two tracks from You Can Walk Across It on the Grass, Jack Bruce's I'm Getting Tired of Drinking and Gambling, and Danny Gillespie's She's a Raver, which was unreleased at the time. Another release on Grapefruit, another 3 CD compilation that came out at the start of the year, is the latest in the kind of year-by-year themed comps. They started a few years back with a compilation called Let's Go Down and Blow Our Minds, based around psychedelia from 1967. And all these years later, we're now up to 1974 for Patterns on the Window. And from it, we're going to hear 4 tracks. Brian Ferry's wonderful cover of Dobie Graves' The In Crowd, Simon Turner's She Was Just a Young Girl, No Way, Billy Kinsley's Make My Bed, and Bridget St. John's Curious and Woolly.
Share is always the biggest amount.
get along, playing my guitar and singing of my song, sitting in a smoky club, strumming on my strings, whispering of my success and everything it brings. She was just a young girl, music in her eyes, ran away from home, came all the way to London, just because she saw my photograph. She was just a young girl, magic in her head. She was much too young for me, I had to turn my face away. I couldn't bear to say, no way, no way, no way, no way. She was just a young girl, 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 she was just a young girl. I'd back my feelings, shook my loving back. She picked up her battered suitcase, ran up the railway track. Her hair was whipping down her face, her tears were messed with rain. The witness said she never saw the train.
Oh, Simon, I've loved you ever since I saw your picture, but no one understands, no one understands.
She was just a young girl, music in her eyes, ran away from home, came all the way to London, just because she saw my photograph. She was just a young girl, magic in her head. She was much too young for me, I had to turn my face away. I couldn't bear to say, no way, no way, no way, no way. Young girl, young girl, she was just a 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 young girl, she was no way, no way, no way, hey, she was no way, no way, no way, hey, she was no way, no way, no way, hey, she was no way, no way, no way, hey, she was just a young girl, she was just a young girl.
Thought it was a good day to be hiding from the rain. Run inside and settle down and play guitar again. But I wish that I could see you, feel you, be with you once more. Sunday, come back, bring the love that filled me out before. Do 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 do. Curious and woolly, when the wine goes to my head. Could you want me for your woman? Is that really what you said? Been lying low for such a long time. Have you come to take me home? Tell me, will we make it? I don't want to be alone. Do 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 do. Shuttle through the winter, slowly growing into spring. And now the summer's got me humming, and I'm hopeful when I sing. And do you, I do. Ooh, let's ride this feeling while it's true. Hold me, fold me in your love, and I'll be loving you. And do 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 do. I'm curious and woolly, when the wine goes to my head. Could you want me for your woman? Is that really what you said? And do you, I do. Ooh, let's ride this feeling while it's true.
You just heard 4 tracks from Patters on the Window, themed around the progressive pop of 1974, Brian Ferry's The In Crowd, Simon Turner's She Was Just a Young Girl, Billy Kinsley's Make My Bed, and Bridget St John's Curious and Woolly.
And again, I just wanted to chip in there and say that there was such a diversity in that scene at the time. And of course, Simon Turner was signed to Cherry Red as a solo artist for a time, as the King of Luxembourg on our L imprint, where he did some really innovative and interesting tracks. And again, lyrically, especially with the Bridget St John track, lyrically, these are such interesting tracks, and it just says something very special. They're all British artists, obviously. So
and Bridget St John's still performing to this day. She's been based in Greenwich Village in New York since the early 70s, but still plays in the UK on a regular basis, yeah.
And we did a box set of her, didn't we, quite recently?
Done quite a few retrospectives, wonderful singer. Speaking of folky artists, perfect segue into another compilation that came out in January, themed around a Soho folk club called Le Cousins, or Le Cousin. This was run by Andy Mathieu at the time. And this new 3 CD compilation has been put together by Ian Anderson, who people from the folk world will know as the longtime editor of Folk Roots, or Fruits. And he has curated this wonderful 3 CD, which is attracting amazing press. From the new Le Cousins set, we're going to hear 2 tracks. Bert Jantz's beautiful Running From Home, which once brought me to tears, seeing him perform it live in South Ealing, not far from our office, actually. And the equally inspiring Jackson C. Frank with the wonderful song Milk and Honey.
Running from home, breaking ties that you'd grown, catching dreams from the clouds. City sounds burn your soul, turn your head to the cries of loneliness in the night. Just like a fly when it's caught, the spider soon takes its prey, spins a dance round your heart. Be your beauty and age, your pleasure pleasing my mind, your heart will shatter and fall. Step on pavement soul, cast a glance at the young girls are making their way. Passing image of you reflects a pain to my heart and disappears in a crowd. Running from home, breaking ties that you'd grown, catching dreams from the clouds.
Gold on silver is the autumn, soft and tender are her skies. Yes and no, are the answers written in my true love's eyes. Autumn's leaving and winter's coming. I think that I'll be moving along. I've got to leave her and find another. I've got to sing my heart's true song. Round and round the burning circle, all the seasons, 1, 2, and 3. Autumn comes, and then the winter. Spring is born and wanders free. Gold and silver burned my autumns all too soon. They'd fade and die, and then why there were no others. Milk and honey were their lives.
That was Bert Jantz's Running From Home and Jackson C. Frank's Milk and Honey from the new Le Cousins set. Moving on to, again, sort of keeping the theme along a sort of singer-songwriter hue. Alan Hull is especially famous in the Newcastle area, principally for his work with Lindisfarne in the 70s and 80s. But we've uncovered a mammoth 4 CDs worth of unreleased demos that were recorded with David Wood at his Impulse Studios in Newcastle from the late 60s and very early 70s. And this new set is getting amazing amounts of press. We've got 4 pages in Uncut magazine. And from that box set, you can hear this song, which again, probably never been played on the radio before, Arthur McLean, Morrison Jones.
Arthur McLean, Morrison Jones, dealing in rags, metals and gold, selling his wares in suburban homes. The long flowing hair never gets cold. He's making a day for the quiet housewife. Sometimes
That was Arthur McLean, Morrison Jones, one of a plethora of previously unreleased demos by Lindisfarne's Alan Hull from the late 60s, early 70s. Now I'm going to hand over to Ian to chat about something more modern.
Yeah, and something a bit more up-tempo as well, because obviously we've been quite folky the last few tracks. So I've always been a fan of New Model Army, ever since they were signed to Abstract Records all those years ago. And they're still an active band, and they have a new album out called Unbroken. And here's a track from that album called I Did Nothing Wrong.
I did nothing wrong, I did nothing wrong. I was always straight and honest, as the days were always long. I loved the job, I loved to help the people. I did nothing wrong, they found me in the morning, asleep in a sea of paper, coffee stains and bits of paper, failed sums and bits of paper, and nothing still resolved. Tick the boxes only ones and zeros, only tick the boxes, winners and losers only right and wrong, innocent or guilty only. I stare at numbers and stare at the screen, I stare at numbers and stare at the walls closing in. And now I stare at numbers and stare at the screen, I stare at numbers and stare at the walls closing in. Machines do not lie, machines cannot lie. The company men are I, business suits and poker faces. I offered what I could, but I am under suspicion. Must be somebody knows what's going on, somebody isn't saying. The strategies of money multiply with others paying, and everything decided higher up the chain. I stare at numbers and stare at the screen, I stare at numbers and stare at the walls closing in. And now, I stare at numbers and stare at the screen, I stare at numbers and stare at the walls closing in. The circuits, the logic, it follows, it follows, it follows. If you like that, you're gonna love this. If you bought that, you're gonna buy this. If you follow that, you're gonna follow this. If you agree with that, you're gonna agree with this. If you like that, you're gonna love this. If you bought that, you're gonna buy this. If you swallow that, you're gonna swallow this. If you agree with that, you're gonna agree with this. And all the numbers game, and the losers to take the blame. Not the eye could smell of fear, it seeps in every way. I did nothing wrong, I told them in the courtroom. Now the sound of prison metal, the sound of closing gates, and worst of all, the sound of footsteps receding.
That was I Did Nothing Wrong by New Model Army, and that's on the Edsel label. And that's actually the band's 16th album, which is amazing. They've built around John Sullivan, their main soloist and main singer and songwriter. And they're embarking actually on quite a large European tour shortly. And I've also have some of John Sullivan's solo albums, which I also really enjoy. And I'm going to pass now on to Modest Mac Ingham, who's sitting in front of me there, smiling away.
Thanks, Ian. Yeah, I'd like to play a track from our new Jane Getter album. The album's called Division World, and the song I'm going to play is also called Division World. It's the title track from her brand new album. Amazing prog guitarist. She has the members of her band are pretty well known on their scenes as well. They played with the likes of Frank Zappa and Miles Davis before. So they certainly know what they're doing. This is Jane Getter, Division World.
The divide is getting wider.
That was Jane Getter's Division World, taken from the album of the same name, out soon on Esoteric. And the next track I'm going to play is from a new 7 CD box set from the Dream Academy. And the song, you'll probably know it, is Life in a Northern Town.
Salvation Army band played, and the children drank the lemonade, and the morning lasted all day, and through an open window came, like Sinatra in a younger day, pushing the town away. He said in winter 1963, it felt like the world would freeze, with John F. Kennedy and the Beatles. Life in a northern town. We followed him down to the station. No, he never would wave goodbye. You could see it written in his eyes as the train rolled out of sight. Bye.
That was Life in a Northern Town by the Dream Academy, taken from a new mammoth 7 CD box set out on Cherry Red called Religion, Revolution and Railways. And I'm now going to pass back over to Ian.
Yeah, we've just released a box set, which I'm just looking at it now, which is 5 CDs based around the career of Kissing the Pink, called Anthology 1982 to 2024. And the track I'm going to play is called One Step.
Inside looking outside,
That was One Step by Kissing the Pink from their new anthology, 1982 to 2024. And that was actually a top 20 hit, number 19 in 1983. And the band were in the office quite recently, signing lots of the box sets. And they did say they got plans to do some dates soon, so that'll be nice to see them back live again. So I'm now going to pass back to the professor to talk about the West Coast Consortium.
Yes, despite their name, West Coast Consortium, or they later shortened it to just Consortium, weren't in any way from the West Coast of America, which might be implied, but I guess it was that inspiration in the late 60s that the sort of sound of the Sunshine State in America inspired so much pop. And indeed, this group were very much influenced by what they later labelled Sunshine Pop coming out of America, laced with clearly an influence from the likes of Sgt. Pepper, not least in the title of the song we're going to play, Colour Sergeant Lillywhite. This 3 CD includes not only the band's entire output for Pi Records, but it also adds lots of unreleased demos from the time. Some of these have been out on limited vinyl releases, but there's never been a compilation that collates all of their output down the years. So yeah, this is Colour Sergeant Lillywhite by West Coast Consortium, out now on Grapefruit.
Colour Sergeant Lillywhite, coming home on leave. Little children run to him, tugging on his sleeve. Mrs. Lillywhite waits at the gate, looking so forlorn, 'cause the cash gets shorter, and she's got 6 daughters, and she's always lived in married quarters. Colour Sergeant Lillywhite serves his country well, gets his board and lodgings free, plus a taste of hell. Thinking about the time when they'll put him on the shelf, with some apprehension, signing for his pension, he'll still be standing to attention.
When he goes to bed, his kids are waiting just to talk to him. Soon he'll go away, so he won't have the time to talk to him.
He's been posted overseas, but his wife must stay behind. As the end draws near of his long career, he doesn't know what made him volunteer. Colour Sergeant Lillywhite, marching out to war. Little children wonder if they'll see him anymore. Colour Sergeant Lillywhite, marching out to war. Little children wonder if they'll see him anymore. Colour Sergeant Lillywhite, Colour Sergeant Lillywhite, Sergeant Lillywhite, Sergeant
You just heard a late 60s pop psych moment, Colour Sergeant Lillywhite by West Coast Consortium. Moving on to music of a tougher hue, Curve were an early 90s, I suppose, indie band, but they were kind of put together by a record company, Anxious, which was label overseen, I believe, by Dave Stewart from Eurythmics. And the singer Tony Halliday had already had a stab at a solo career, and then they teamed her up with various other musicians. But this was a group, as I understand it, were put together really, rather than being one that just, played local pubs and got discovered. In that respect, in a way, they were a precursor of Garbage, and actually the sound, their sound was quite similar, which mixed kind of shoegazy rock with a sort of more almost industrial sort of beats and a sort of vaguely gothy undertone to it all as well. We're just about to release, or just released, a box set with their entire recorded output for Anxious, and from that we're going to hear the single Horrorhead. So that was Horrorhead by Curve. And probably it would be safe to say that Curve were inspired as well by the Jesus and Mary chain, which segues nicely into some tracks that Ian's going to play.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Jesus and Mary chain. Their first single, Upside Down, I just thought was terrific when it came out. So different and so kind of representative of the progressive independent scene that was going on there coming out of punk. So anyway, they've got a new single out, the Jesus and Mary chain, called Jam Cod. and that's taken from their forthcoming album, Glasgow Eyes. So let me play that first anyway. So this is Jam Cod by the Jesus and Mary Chain. So that was Jam Cod by Jesus and Mary Chain, and that was Jim Reed on vocals there. And actually, I'm going to play that first single by the band I referred to just now, Upside Down. Let me put that on now. Upside Down by the Jesus and Mary Chain.
Inside
So that was the band's, as I said, first single, Upside Down, which was on Creation Records. And that was a time where independent labels very much did everything by hand. So the first 1,000 copies the sleeves were printed by Bobby Gillespie, who at that time was the drummer in the band, and also featured handwritten messages from the group, and various other squiggles and bits of information on there that were all handwritten. And that actually sold about 50,000 copies and launched the band. And they had, shall we say, a colourful live following, which sometimes produced incidents. But underneath it was always an innovative, I thought, very interesting sound that they had. So I'm going to pass back to John now to talk about another of our fine box sets.
Yeah, I think the fourth of our compilations in January was entitled Control I'm Here, and subtitle reflects the theme, which is Adventures on the Industrial Dance Floor. And I guess what this tries to bottle is a scene in the late 80s where you had bands who came from indie rock and were using samplers and drum machines and digital technology to make tracks that were beat driven but were still quite heavy. So I guess you would call that industrial. Some of the bands came from the goth scene, some came from dance music, whatever. The first track we're going to hear from Control I'm Here is Kiss, a cover of the Prince classic by Age of Chance, which became a massive indie hit in 1986 and really embodies perhaps one aspect of what the compilation's trying to portray. And the other is Deliber by Lieback, a perennial Cherry Red classic. And really Lieback were the real deal. They came from this kind of very Teutonic background of this music with very heavy drums. And collectively I think they represent what Control I'm Here is about. So have a listen.
You don't have to be Prince if you want to dance. You just have to get down with the Age of Chance. You don't have to be beautiful, rich, handsome or strong. You just have to use a brain cell and tell right from leave it all up to us. We'll sing it like we should. Sing it, kids. You don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign I'm incompatible with. I just want your extra time and your kiss.
Ein Schauspieler!
You just heard Kiss by Age of Chance and Deliber by Lieback, two tracks from yet another compilation we've released this year, Control I'm Here. And now back to Iain
So we've got actually a special guest just popped in, and it's Irina who's helping us out. She's originally from Siberia, and as I said, she's helping out at Cherry Red. And she's going to play a track by a Russian band called Zemfira. The band now live in exile in Paris, and they're very pro-Ukrainian. And let's play the track anyway first.
Я хочу, чтобы во рту оставался честный вкус сигарет. Мне очень дорог твой взгляд, мне крайне важен твой цвет. Я умираю, когда вижу, точно вижу, и некому успеть. Я так боюсь не успеть, хотя бы что-то успеть. Замороженными пальцами в отсутствии горячей воды, заторможенными мыслями в отсутствии, конечно, тебя. И я застыну, выстрелю в спину, выберу мину. И добрый вечер, я не нарочно, просто совпало. Я разгадала знак бесконечность, разочарованные фильмом, очарованные небом глаза. Я не смогу объяснить, но возвращаюсь назад. Проводи меня, останется не больше, но и не меньше, чем звук. А звук все то же, что нить, но я по-прежнему друг. Замороженными пальцами в отсутствии горячей воды, заторможенными мыслями в отсутствии, конечно, тебя. И я застыну, выстрелю в спину, выберу мину. И добрый вечер, я не нарочно, просто совпало. Я разгадала знак бесконечность. Замороженными пальцами в отсутствии горячей воды, заторможенными мыслями в отсутствии, конечно, тебя. И я застыну, выстрелю в спину, выберу мину. И добрый вечер, я не нарочно, просто совпало. Я разгадала знак бесконечность. И я застыну, выпрямлю спину,
So that was Infinity, a song from Zemfira's third album, 14 Weeks of Silence, that was released in 2002. I must say that I witnessed Zemfira around that time. She was playing in my hometown, Barnaul, in 2001, so I went to see her, and this song was on the set list, and it's just amazing how this artist evolved from emotionally charged first album throughout her best-selling album Forgive Me My Love to 14 Weeks of Silence, which is more meditative and serene. I think Zemfira had a very hard time in the early 21st century, in the first years of the decade. So she had to go for a quick retreat to St. Petersburg, and that's where the song was written. Before that, she had been chased by fans. She had very hard time with promoters, and of course she had been mentally exhausted. So she needed this time for not just to recharge her batteries, but to be on her own, to gain this spiritual balance. So I think the album is emblematic of this balance and gaining this inner peace in connection to yourself.
Okay, that's good. And as you know, I saw Zemfira when they played in London about a year ago, and it was packed full of people that didn't speak English as their first language. I found intriguing, and it was a wonderful evening. So thank you. Yes, well, the last track I'm going to play is the longest track on the show. I think it's about 16 minutes, and it's by Tim Blake, and it's called Blake's New Jerusalem.
Nor shall my sword rest in my hand till we have founded Jerusalem here in England's green and pleasant land. is mapped out like the stars. She's been waiting there for ages, for us to give her force. Some call her Eunice Glitter, crystal eye, to you or me, so full of glowing emanations that you don't need eyes to see. So here, inside these valleys that are so full of energy, we'll build a new Jerusalem with love. From you to me. Solstice, music sound, and build new age vibrations and feed them to the ground. So here, inside these valleys are so full of energy, we'll build a new Jerusalem with love. From you to me.
light which shines through darkness. For us, it's plain to see our cosmic generation has power enough to be and find this inner vision and grasp it at the start and build a new Jerusalem inside your loving heart. So here, inside these bodies that are so full of energy, we'll build a new Jerusalem with love. From you to me.
That was Blake's New Jerusalem by Tim Blake, and that's taken from a box set called Crystal Presence. The album is 1977 to 1991. And that was recorded and originally came out in 1978. And the title is a reference to the British hymn Jerusalem, which we probably all know, which is based on William Blake's poem, "And did those feet in ancient time." And there was a tie-in between Tim Blake and some of Hawkwind. And Hawkwind actually covered another of Tim's songs, a song for the New Age, under the name of Hawkwind Light Orchestra, which is quite legendary in some circles. And I think this is a really good finale for the show because it has a cooling, calming, ambient feel. So I'll say goodbye to you all now from the three of us and look forward to tuning in to you in the next show. Thanks very much for listening to Cherry Red Radio.